Hey guys, welcome back to the Financial Interest YouTube channel. My name's Dan. Please also check out my Instagram account, that's financial_interest. I'll also be posting content on that platform as well. So in this video, I'm going to talk about Circle of Competence and how I use this to help me research stocks to invest in. So I use this as part of a long-term investing strategy, and by this, I'm looking for a small amount of companies that I really understand in a lot of detail. So one of the key areas is that you're really passionate about the companies you're looking for, because you're going to spend a lot of time doing research, reading their annual reports, like the 10K, the 10Q, listening to earnings calls. So it needs to be really in an industry or company that you really enjoy, you like researching, and that has meaning to you. So this concept was discussed by Warren Buffett, aka the Oracle of Omaha, in his 1996 letter to Berkshire Hathaway shareholders. So what he said in this letter was, know your circle of competence and stick within it. The size of the circle is not very important, but knowing its boundaries, however, is vital. So if we look in the circle here, you can see in the center we've got what we know. And then outside into the gray area, this is what we think we know. Everything outside the circle is what we don't know. He also said on a separate occasion, what counts for most people in investing is not how much they know, but rather how realistic they define what they don't know. As you learn more about companies, then your circle of competence will also expand. So the important thing here is recognizing the edges of the circle and not getting too close to the edge where you're close to being somewhere where you don't understand the business. Because right on the edge, you might think you understand it, but really when it comes to it, you don't. So Warren Buffett uses the example of a pitch in baseball. So what he's saying here is that you don't have to swing for every pitch. You wait for the one that's right in your sweet spot, and then you hit it out of the stadium. I'm not sure if you can hit it out of the stadium in baseball, or particularly in these stadiums in America. That'd be a pretty good shot, but you kind of get the picture of what I'm trying to say. You don't have to invest in every company. You just have to wait for a company that's really right in the center of your circle of competence to come along, and then that's the perfect opportunity for you to invest. We all have a circle of competence, but we just might not know what's in it. So we need to do a bit more research and kind of probing to find out what is actually in our circle of competence. So this is where the next exercise kind of comes in quite useful. So from one circle to another, I guess that's quite a good segue, I think. Now we go into the next section, which is the 3 circles exercise. So this is something that Phil Town highlights in his books. So here we have a Venn diagram with 3 different categories in there. So we have passion, talent, and money. So in the passion section, that's what we enjoy. Obviously, talent is what we're good at, and money is what we spend our money on. As you may know with these kind of diagrams, we're looking for the center section in the middle, where passion, talent, and money all align with the same things. So I'll do an example from me here, just so you can kind of get the general understanding of it. Obviously, I know that this should be within the center circle, but if I did that, the text would be absolutely tiny and no one would be able to read it. So I'll just keep it in this format just for the sake of making it a bit easier visually. So in passion, we've got travel, music, cooking, eating out, photography, walking, engineering documentaries, and computer hardware and software. In talent, got computer hardware and software again, and music. In what I spend my money on, so we've got rent, property, groceries, clothes, books, computer hardware and software, utilities, the car, and any subscription services. So that could be gym memberships, Netflix, streaming services like Spotify, anything like that really. So here we can see that hardware and software features in 3 of the columns. So obviously that's something that I would count that I enjoy doing, I'm good at, and also I spend money on. So here I'm going to go to Yahoo Finance. We can go and look at the different sectors or industries within the market. It's a good idea to have a look through all of these just so you can get familiar with what kind of companies appear in each. But for the sake of this exercise with me, I know computer hardware and software features under technology. So let's have a look here. So we can see Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Salesforce, Adobe. So these are all companies that I'm familiar with. So based on the screen recording we just saw there of Yahoo Finance, I can see Apple, Microsoft and Adobe. So these are all three different companies that I'm familiar with. Apple, I know because I've got a Mac, an iPad and an iPhone, so I have quite a lot of their stuff. Microsoft I know well because I use a lot of those packages on a daily basis at work, so Office. So obviously within that there's Excel, PowerPoint, Word. Also we use Microsoft Teams a lot for video calls. So I think these are kind of three companies that would be a good point to start with. In this, you could just as easily be a chef who's an expert in the F&B industry, or you could work in retail. These both fall under consumer cyclical on that list. So I'd recommend that you look at the list, just get familiar with which companies fall in the different industries. Scroll down because you will see like a lot of different companies in there as well. So take a bit of time, just check there and you'll probably see a lot of companies that you're already familiar with in there. What I've just demonstrated really shows the first part of the process that I go through when looking for companies to research. I might make this part of a kind of mini series of different steps I go through when looking for investments. So please leave it in the comments below if this is something that you'd be interested in. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications of when I release more content. I think it should probably be on a weekly basis, but I'm just going to see how that works with the schedule and things, because I'm still getting used to making videos, editing, finding all of that stuff out. So thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.